Sometimes one gets very nostalgic when one observes the trend of some events in a society. Regret engulfs the body so much that one embarks on a soliloquy of lost values of a system. These values are transparency, honesty, diligence, assiduity, commitment, devotion, and a host of others, as written even on confidential report sheets known as mark sheets for especially civil servants. To replay a repertoire of some of these values, I met Mr. Ojong Daniel, a mechanical engineer who worked with the Cameroon Development Corporation (CDC) in the late 60s. The thriller during our conversation was how Mr. Ojong was summoned by Cameroon's ambassador in the United Kingdom in 1967 to get him join the CDC, those days the Commonwealth Development Corporation, through a request from the West Cameroon government. We look at a case of diligence, honesty, and transparency on the part of the ambassador when he summoned Mr. Ojong and gave him this letter on this issue.
On a fateful Friday, I received a phone call from the secretary to our ambassador in London, late Excellency Nkweta. May his soul rest in peace. Normally, during our times, if you had a call from the embassy, especially from the ambassador's secretary, that the ambassador wants to see you, you start quaking and wondering what must have gone wrong, that they should invite you. So all throughout that weekend, I was in big fear. Come Monday, the day I was expected to be at the embassy, I was there. And I was ushered into the ambassador's office, and he sat at quite a distance away from me, and I stood. I was not at ease at all. He offered me a seat. I sat at the edge of my seat, not knowing what was waiting for me. He saw how tense I was, and he told me to relax, that it was not all so bad. So I was relaxed. And he said to me, Mr. Ojong, here is a letter from our public service in Cameroon. It's West Cameroon at the time. And this letter here is asking us to look for a qualified Cameroonian who would go and serve with CDC as the first engineer to man all the oil mills. And we've looked through the records, we find that you are qualified. We also find that you've applied to go ahead Birmingham to do a research in your field. So it's up to you. If you'd like to take this offer, I would advise you to take it. But if you don't feel like you feel you must continue, you are perfectly free to sit back and wait if you will be offered the opportunity to continue. In any case, I give you 2 weeks to go and think over it. I sat back on my seat and I said to the ambassador, sir, I don't need to go and think over it. It's the country that sent me here. And if the country finds that I'm suitable to go back now and work, by all means, I would be pleased to go back. He said to me, good boy, now I give you a month to go and get prepared. This was in October 1967. So I went back home, got my family together, got my 2 kids, and passport and everything, tickets were ready, and I flew from London Heathrow Airport on the 26th of November 1967.
Then comes the efficiency of a system when Mr. Ojong arrived to Cameroon from the UK.
I landed at Tico Airport at 5 o'clock in the morning. At that time, there were planes taxiing Douala, Tico, Douala. And at exactly 8 o'clock in the morning, there was the CAT plane, that was Cameroon Air Transport, that was doing the internal flights. landed. It took 12 passengers. And I was one of the passengers with my 2 kids. And we flew from Douala, took off at 8 o'clock in the morning, got to Tico at exactly 8:30 in the morning. And there I met my mother and my aunt, who received me with the engineer from CDC, the area engineer whom I was going to understudy and take over from, with a pickup plus another car in which they were to drive me. The pickup took my mother, my kids, and my aunt, and they disappeared. And this expatriate took me and straight to the head office. And at 9 o'clock, I was at work.